Welcome back to 30 Days of Love Challenge. Thank you for joining us today. Today, what we'll be talking about for Talkback 17 is this question. Am I a sociopath? Alright, so I think this is a very interesting question because I personally have identified myself as one before, and it takes a lot of work in order to get me out of that state. A lot of thanks to my coaching organization that helped me get out of there. Alright, so what we do in this website, 30 Days of Love, is that we try to bring our relationships to the next level by constantly working on ourselves and to self-reflect and to find out more. So the end result is that you get more confidence. The end result is that you'll be more authentic and to create lasting relationships with your loved ones. Alright, so let's go straight into the question. Am I a sociopath? Right, so how do you want to identify a sociopath? Usually sociopaths are people with lesser friends, not that many friends. I know this is a very controversial kind of statement, but bear with me for just a little bit, just a moment. So why do I say that sociopaths tend to have very little friends, right? So everyone is sociopathic, right, to a certain degree, right? So you may not know it, and it is not. I'm not saying that being a sociopath is wrong or right. It's just a tendency, or it's just who you are. So there's no right or wrong from there. So what I'd like to say is that sociopathic people, they just tend not to be able to relate to others really well, right? So if you have already noticed in my previous videos, we all tend to have a physical body, intellectual body, and emotional body. Alright, so people with a physical body, which is you and me and everybody around, alright, we know what we want to do, or rather, we are alive and we are walking, right? Now, sociopathic people are like us, but they cannot access much of their emotions. So they either feel just a few emotions, which is probably sadness and the inability to connect to other people. So when somebody else is actually like being happy, or somebody else is being sad, the sociopath doesn't go through their feelings at all. And you realize that these sociopaths are more expedient in nature. That means that they do things for the end goal of it. Not saying that it is wrong. There are many ways to do something, but it tends to be more expedient. Expedient meaning that they disregard the process of doing it. So they use people like chess pieces, more or less, and they view the end goal as more important than the people they involve in it. If it gets to the end goal and everybody is agreeable, then that's fine. The question comes into the point where the sociopath takes his own goals into consideration only and not care about the other person. Alright? Sociopathic tendencies are everywhere, especially if the sociopath has been hurt a lot. So why do people become sociopaths? It's because they start to numb themselves from the feelings around them. It's not that person is born a sociopath. No one is born a sociopath. Alright, you start off as a normal being, and then through the external environment you get molded into numbing your feelings, getting rid of your feelings, and then you end up, just relying on numbers that is around the world, like 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4, and everything is formulated, formulaic. Alright, the opposite of sociopaths are empaths. Empaths are people who feel a lot generally, and they are able to tap into other people's emotions and to be there with them. So the empaths and sociopaths are just two sides of the same coin, right? So on one hand, empaths have a very high relatability with a lot of other people. Yes, sociopaths can have very high relatability with other people as well, but it's more of a learned skill. So you learn it through like psychology, or you learn it through understanding other people's tendency, or observing or profiling, and then use it to your advantage. So you hear how cold that sounds, and that's a sociopath, All right. A sociopath is not a sociopath by nature. He did not want to be a sociopath, right? However, along the way, he just became one, or she just became one. And the unfortunate fact is that that is probably the primary mode that they exist in or they operate in. Sociopathic tendencies are around with everybody, so it's not to say that it's a negative thing, but it's someone who is not able to get access to his or her emotions. So we might want to take that into account before we start labeling. And even if they want to, they might not be able to. Even if they wanted to, they might not have been able to access their feelings. Right? So, are you a sociopath? You just want to pay attention whether you feel anything when others feel something, and that will be your biggest tip off whether you are a sociopath or not. Right? And what to do if you are a sociopath? I think the most important thing is to connect to those feelings that you have cut off yourself. And a lot of it is self-work, discovering who you are and what happened along the way of your life. That is a huge topic, and we are not going to cover that here. What you can do is to actually join us in our Facebook group. So you can comment and subscribe below to ask any more questions. Join us on our Facebook group. Go to 30daysoflove.org, and then we'll chat and we'll support each other over there. So let's make the world a better place. Alright? Keep going. For those who are still doing the project, I know that quite a number has already dropped out, but this is all for yourself to work on. So just keep going. Alright, take care.